Yeah, so the original thesis and the subsequent manifestation of possible in the marketplace was not to just be yet another point on what is already a crowded event calendar. It was to do something at scale where you aggregated all the constituents in the digital ecosystem, whether that be marketers, agencies, publishers, platforms, tech companies. And the important thing is to get them all together in a room to talk about all the manifestations and changes that are going about in the ecosystem, and quite frankly, to get some business done. So it's very tangible, it's very senior, and being in Miami, it's a lot of fun.
What do you think some of the key themes will be coming out of Possible or into Possible?
Well, I think Possible's key themes are derived from the sort of holistic way it thinks about the digital experience. So it's not just advertising, it's not even just marketing. It includes things like design and all aspects of how a consumer interacts in these various digital channels. And so, it's that sort of holistic approach with every element of the ecosystem constituency there, all talking about the industry.
Can you tell us a little bit about the marketplace trends, where things are headed in the especially ad tech, MarTech space?
Yeah. So we're really optimistic about 2024 after what turned out to be a very slow 2023 in terms of deal making. And that was a function of two things. You had almost unprecedented macro uncertainties. You had rising interest rates. You had the scare of inflation and the risk of a coming recession. Fast forward some of those. Oh, and let's not forget geopolitical tensions with two wars. Fast forward, we've seen some easing of those uncertainties. Interest rates feel like they've peaked. Inflation has been somewhat tamed, and the stock market got the memo because it's totally ripping. And probably more important is the uncertainty created by all those macro variables has eased, and people have more confidence now going into 2024. They weren't even talking deals in 23. Dialogue is up, and so we're hopeful that 24 will see a return to sort of more normal course deal environment. But then there's a potential for a bonanza in 25 once the cookie deprecation and signal loss manifests, and we then have a game plan as to where the industry's going. We could see a boom in M&A in 25.
What about valuations? Where do you see those headed this year?
Yeah, valuations have stabilized after the downturn in 22. Public companies' stock prices are up substantially. So I think I would describe it as, not the highs of 21, but not the lows of the turn down in 22. And I think companies have done a really good job of managing costs. In 2023, the average public company in tech brought up their EBITDA margins by almost 7 percentage points, 700 basis points. That's almost unprecedented. And it's really an indication that they got the memo, that it's not growth at all costs, that they have to be reasonable. Scott Galloway posted something I found, an analogy I found very particularly applicable. It was a combination of those cost cutting and the implementation, in particular amongst big tech companies, of AI to improve results is in effect akin to corporate Ozempic. And you can really see it in the stock prices. They've taken off. If you look at the broader market, 7 companies, the Magnificent Seven, the big digital companies plus Tesla and NVIDIA, now comprise almost 1/3 the market capitalization of the S&P 500. So 493 companies make up the other 2/3. It's incredible.
So you have your own event coming up in May. Talk a little bit about the LUMA Digital Media Summit. What can we expect?
Yeah. So LUMA's Digital Media Summit is coming up on May the 14th. It's a collection of hundreds of CEOs in the digital ecosystem and other leaders from large companies, really to get together, talk about the incredible attributes that this sector almost uniquely has. Its size, its growth, its fragmentation, its complexity, and most importantly, its dynamics. What makes this sector so interesting is the change that constantly takes place. So we'll be addressing topics like obviously the green shoot areas of CTV, commerce media, but also getting into AI and the creator economy, just exploring all of those hot button topics as well as an incredible networking opportunity.